What does it mean to be a DBE in Ghana? For many Ghanaians, DB, or Dada Ba, describes someone born into a wealthy family, someone who may grow up surrounded by expensive cars, luxury homes, exclusive schools, and opportunities most people can only dream about. And in Accra, particularly around places such as East Legon, the lifestyle of Ghanaian rich kids has become a major topic online. But here's the interesting part. Some of Ghana's richest kids aren't simply living the DB lifestyle. Some are building careers, running businesses, playing professional sports, creating content, and working inside the family businesses that made their parents wealthy. So today, we're counting down 10 Ghanaian Dbees and wealthy heirs who have attracted attention because of their family backgrounds, careers, or lifestyles. And number 1 is going to be especially interesting. Number 10, Damian Agyemang. At number 10 is Damian Agyemang, the son of Ghanaian actress Jackie Appiah. Jackie Appiah is one of Ghana's most recognizable actresses, and Damian has occasionally appeared publicly alongside his mother. He attracted attention when he attended the premiere of A Taste of Sin with Jackie, where other Ghanaian actors also recognized him. Damian's story is slightly different from some of the others on this list. His family connection comes from the entertainment industry rather than a traditional business empire. But growing up as the son of one of Ghana's biggest movie stars means growing up around celebrity, entertainment, and a very different social environment from the average Ghanaian. And that alone makes him one of the country's better-known celebrity kids. Number 9. Israel Amewu. At number 9 is Israel Amewu, son of Ghanaian politician John Peter Amewu. But Israel isn't simply known because of his father. He has pursued football. Israel has played as an attacking midfielder and was invited to Ghana's Black Satellites camping. At the time, he was playing for Tema City FC. His father, Peter Amewu, is a prominent Ghanaian politician and former Minister for Railways Development. So Israel represents another side of the DB story. You can grow up in a prominent family and still decide to chase your own dream. In his case, that dream has been football. And from a politician's son, we now move to one of Ghana's most recognizable business families. Number 8, Saahene Osei. At number 8 is Saahene Osei, son of Ghanaian businessman Osei Kwame Despite. And if you've ever searched for Ghana's richest kids, the name Saahene Osei has probably appeared somewhere. He is the youngest son of Osei Kwame Despite and has attracted public attention through his fashion, lifestyle, and public appearances. But Saahene's story has developed beyond luxury photos. In 2025, he graduated from the University of Ghana Law School, and in February 2026, he was inducted into the Ghana School of Law's 2025-2026 class. So while the internet may know him as one of Ghana's famous DBs, his education shows that he is also building a professional career. And his father? Osei Kwame. Despite built the Despite Group, with major interests in Ghanaian media and other businesses. That family name alone puts Saahene among Ghana's most recognizable wealthy heirs. Number 7. Sharaf Mahama. At number 7 is Sharaf Mahama, son of Ghanaian President John Dramani Mahama. Sharaf could easily have remained known simply as the president's son. Instead, he pursued football and later moved into football representation. In 2024, Sharaf obtained a FIFA football agent license after passing the required examination. He had previously been involved in football as a player and through his foundation. That makes his story particularly interesting. The Mahama family is one of Ghana's most recognizable political families, but Sharaf has been building an identity in the sports industry. So when people talk about Ghanaian Dada Ba, Sharaf is a good example of someone whose family background is famous, but whose career is becoming his own. Number 6. Farida Mahama. At number 6 is Farida Mahama, daughter of John Dramani Mahama and Lordina Mahama. Farida is the only daughter of President Mahama and has attracted public attention over the years, particularly through appearances and photos shared by her family. John Mahama has publicly celebrated Farida on social media, and Ghanaian media have followed her development as she has grown up in one of the country's most prominent political families. Of course, being born into a political family doesn't automatically make someone personally wealthy, but it does mean growing up surrounded by an extraordinary level of public attention, political influence, and opportunity. And that is what makes Farida part of this conversation about Ghana's famous Dbees. But if you think the Mahama family ends here, wait until number 5. Number 5. Michael Amer Mahama. At number 5 is Michael Amer Mahama, son of Ghanaian businessman Ibrahim Mahama. This is one of the most interesting names on the list because Michael is not simply known as the son of a wealthy businessman. He's a footballer. In 2025, Michael Amer made his competitive debut for Ghana's under-20 team during the U20 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt. Reports identified him as Ibrahim Mahama's son. His father, Ibrahim Mahama, is a major Ghanaian businessman known particularly for engineers and planners and interests in mining and related industries. So imagine growing up as the son of one of Ghana's most prominent businessmen, and then choosing to pursue football. That's exactly the kind of story that makes people curious about the new generation of Ghanaian Dbees. Number 4. Kennedy Osei. At number 4 is Kennedy Osei, son of businessman Osei Kwame Despite. Kennedy is arguably one of the most recognizable Ghanaian Dbees, but calling him simply a rich kid would leave out a huge part of his story. Kennedy is a lawyer and businessman and has held management roles connected to the family business. He became a major social media talking point after his lavish 2020 wedding to Tracy, which attracted enormous attention across Ghana. But the family connection goes even deeper. His father, Osei Kwame Despite, is the businessman behind the Despite Group, whose media interests include Peace FM, OK FM, Neat FM, and UTV. So when Ghanaians talk about DB lifestyle, luxury cars, expensive weddings, and rich kids in Accra, Kennedy Osei's name naturally comes up. And there's another member of the same family on this list. Number 3, Henrietta Osei. At number 3 is Henrietta Adwoa Osei, daughter of Osei Kwame Despite. Henrietta represents a quieter side of the Despite family. Unlike the constant social media attention surrounding her brother Kennedy, she has largely maintained a more private profile. But she has also pursued education and professional interests. Reports have identified Henrietta as a daughter of Osei Kwame Despite and noted her involvement in the family business environment. And that is one of the interesting things about wealthy Ghanaian families. Not every heir wants to become a celebrity. Some work quietly behind the scenes. Some join the family business. Others build professional careers of their own. But if you think the Despite family is wealthy, number 2 comes from a family with an enormous corporate legacy. Number 2. Tamara Jonah. At number 2 is Tamara Jonah Goka, better known publicly as Tamara Jonah. She is the daughter of legendary Ghanaian businessman Sir Sam Jonah, and her father's name carries enormous weight. Sir Sam Jonah is one of Ghana's best-known corporate figures, with a long career in mining and business leadership. But Tamara has not simply lived in her father's shadow. She built Lionheart Events and has developed her own business identity. More recently, Tamara has spoken publicly about growing up as Sam Jonah's daughter and building her own path in business through Lionheart Group. That makes her story particularly compelling. She was born into an extremely prominent Ghanaian family, but she has also tried to build something that carries her own name and identity. And now, we arrive at number 1, Ernest Taricone. At number 1 is Ernest Taricone, son of businessman Ernesto Taricone, the executive chairman and CEO of the Trisaco Group. The Taricone family has been associated with some of Ghana's most prominent developments in real estate, construction, agriculture, and other industries. Ernesto Taricone's business interests have included major developments such as Trisaco Valley and other real estate projects. But Ernest isn't simply sitting on the sidelines. Reports have described Ernest and his siblings, Chinzia and Agata, as being involved in the growth of the family business. That makes Ernest one of the clearest examples of a Ghanaian wealthy heir connected directly to a major established business empire. And that's why he takes our number 1 position in this editorial ranking. The big question. So there you have it. 10 Ghanaian Dbees connected to some of the country's most prominent families. From the Despite family and the Mahama family to the Taricone, Jonah, Dufour, and other influential families. These young Ghanaians have grown up with access to opportunities that most people can only imagine. But there's something important to remember. Being born into wealth doesn't automatically mean you have accomplished nothing yourself. Some of these young people have become lawyers. Some are footballers. Some work in business. Some have built their own companies. And others are still figuring out what they want their lives to become. So the real question is, who is Ghana's ultimate DBE? Is it Kennedy Osei, Saahene Osei, Ernest Taricone, Michael Amer Mahama? Or is there another wealthy Ghanaian heir who deserves the number 1 spot? Tell us in the comments. And if you enjoy videos about Ghana's richest people, Ghanaian millionaires, DB lifestyle, East Legon rich kids, Ghanaian celebrity kids, luxury lifestyle in Accra, and Ghana's most influential families, subscribe to the channel, because there's a lot more to uncover.